Right out of the gates, the show is presenting a mystery to the audience. We're watching a guy with a ski mask load a gun. He's searching for something. We reveal that he's Alan Pangborn, this iconic hero from the Stephen King library. There's a little boy standing on the ice.
Henry!
That inexplicable mystery launches one of the great through lines of our season, which is the question of what became of Henry Deaver when he disappeared in 1991.
There is a piece of music that occupies a really important space in the King universe, which is this slice of The Marriage of Figaro. You don't fully know kind of who your main character is often until a little bit later. And that's actually something that Stephen King does a lot in his books.
When we meet Kerry O'Quinn, there's a natural tendency to presume that we're going to be following him throughout this series, except obviously he makes a fairly fateful decision. Stephen King fans may notice that the radio station he's listening to is the radio station in Maine that is co-owned by Stephen King himself.
And of course, when you look at all of the spaces that King has visited, one sort of stands alone, and that's Shawshank. The questions and themes of crime and punishment and prison that Stephen King has sort of returned to again and again in his work were at the forefront of our minds. One thing that was interesting and exciting for us was choosing a prison that felt like it was really a part of a community.
To find a place that feels like it has history, a place that feels like it's scarred by decades and centuries of disaster. We wound up shooting in a prison in West Virginia that haunted us when we saw it.
Who are you?
He's never been processed.
How'd you get inside this prison?
Bill Skarsgård was perfect for this crucial role in the show. The latest great star of a Stephen King juggernaut. He was really committed to the idea that he had to transform himself physically for this role, and basically didn't eat a sandwich for 8 months.
Bill did a ton of research about what his reactions would be to light, to sound, when you find yourself in a place like that tank for God knows how long.
Young man, who are you? What's your name?
Henry Deaver.
That's not Henry Deaver.
We find Henry in the most surreal setting we could possibly find him in, staring into the jaws of this primordial reptile, which suggests a guy who finds himself drawn kind of inextricably toward monsters of one kind or another. We love the name Doc's Lizard Bowl, but originally that site was called Jungle Land, which is named after the Bruce Springsteen song, which is the origin of both the title and the epigraph to The Stand. A little Easter egg for fans that unfortunately was yanked out of the show. By the end of the first hour, we may have some questions as an audience about whether the kid is an innocent victim or whether he was locked away in that tank for a very good reason. And we'll be teasing out the sort of mystery of exactly who he is, how he came to be locked away, what his confinement meant, and what his release might mean for the world of Castle Rock and beyond.